Hey, today we are doing a really big community tour here in Iron Branch in the heart of St. Augustine, Florida. These homes are sitting on 1.5 to 2.2 acres worth of land. And today I wanted to go over what exactly is happening in this unbelievable community, how you can get in, what's in the surrounding area, what are the costs associated, and all of that. So go ahead and subscribe. Be sure to stay tuned in till the end of the video. Let's see what this community is all about. This is Iron Branch, an exclusive luxury community in the heart of St. Augustine and inside the best school district in all of Northeast Florida. Today we're walking the community, and by the end of this video, you're gonna have a real understanding of the area, the acreage, and exactly who this community is built for. And if you want to end up seeing it in person, reach out to me. I will get that all set up. All of my info is here on the screen. Let's hop into the video. So what makes Iron Branch different? Let me start with the most important thing to understand about this community. This is not a master plan community, at least not in the traditional sense. This is not a resort style amenity center. There's no town center with a Publix that's super close. That's not a criticism. It's actually the whole point of this community, because the buyers who are choosing Iron Branch are buyers who have already considered all of those types of communities, or maybe you've lived in them before. Say if you're coming from Nocatee, you've decided that you want something different. What Iron Branch offers is 54 Toll Brothers luxury homes on home sites starting at 1.5 acres and go up to 2.2 acres. In a market where most new construction lots are just a fraction of an acre, where you can hear your neighbor's conversation from your kitchen, 1.5 to 2 acres is genuinely a different proposition. You're not looking at rooftops from your backyard, you're looking at your land. The community is gated with a permanent gate coming soon, so you're going to have 54 exclusive luxury homes on acreage in a private gated setting in St. Johns County. That combination, it just doesn't exist at this price point anywhere else in Northeast Florida right now, which is why a lot of people are looking at purchasing here. Now, this is just going to be the honest reality of this market. So let's start with the land, because this is really where the Iron Branch story is going to live. When you're looking at 1.5 to 2.2 acre home sites, you're not just buying a yard, you're really buying a blank canvas. The people who are moving into Iron Branch, you're coming here with the lifestyle already in mind. Maybe you have a boat, an RV, four-wheelers, you have tools and gear and just different vehicles. Maybe you want to have an extra mother-in-law suite outside of the home, but you've never had a property that can accommodate all of that without compromise. On a 1.5 acre lot, that gives you the ability to build a proper RV shed, a detached garage, a workshop, or just a storage structure on your own property. You're not renting space somewhere off site. You're not trying to cram everything into your 3-car garage. This is going to be on your land, on your terms, accessible whenever you want. And then there's the multi-generational piece, which I think is one of the most underappreciated aspects of what Iron Branch makes possible. A lot of the buyers I see drawn to this community, they're really thinking about the long term, the long game. Maybe you have aging parents, or you have adult children who they plan on visiting regularly, or you just want to have them closer. They have grandchildren growing up and they want those relationships just to be a part of the daily life, not just holiday visits, right? A 1.5 to 2.5 acre lot, it gives you room to expand that vision over time. And Toll Brothers offers multi-generational suite options within the home designs themselves. Separate living spaces with private entries for in-laws, adult children, or just long-term guests. Now you pair that with acreage and the ability to actually build accessory structures, and you have something just completely rare, a luxury home that can grow with your family instead of constraining it. Now, people moving from the Northeast all the way over to Northeast Florida, they often talk about having a fresh start. Iron Branch is the community where you get that fresh start and you get to build something at the same time, not just a house, a base, right? A place the family comes to. This is a different kind of purchase, and it is one that holds its value financially and personally, considering there's only 54 homes in this community, just truly in a way that standard subdivisions are not going to deliver on. Now let's talk a little bit about the homes themselves. Toll Brothers is the nation's leading luxury home builder, semi-custom quality, elevated standard finishes, and a design studio experience that really just lets you personalize every single space. The standard of what Toll Brothers puts together in as a base level product is what most production builders will charge at a premium for at the design center. So the ceilings, the trim, the elevation details, the kitchen and bath quality, it's going to start at a completely different place. At Iron Branch, the homes range from about 3,700 square feet on the smaller end up to 4,700 square feet on the larger floor plans. 5 bedrooms, 3 to 4 car garages, covered lanais. You have your gourmet kitchens and structural options, including a lot of those multi-generational suites that I mentioned. Prices are going to range from approximately 1.2 million at the entry point up to around 1.8 million for the larger plans with significant design center selections. The elevations here are just seriously impressive, and when you're driving through Iron Branch, you're not seeing the same front door repeated house after house. You're seeing homes that look like they belong on estate lots, which makes sense because you literally would be on one. The architecture matches the scale of the property, and that consistency, something you're going to notice basically immediately when you pull in. Now, there are 4 buildable plans in this community. If you send me a message or an email, I will get these over to you as soon as possible. Now, the setting of Iron Branch is honestly something that you have to see in person to fully appreciate. This community sits amid farmland and open space in St. Augustine. When you're driving through here, you're not surrounded by the noise and density of a large development. It's very quiet and it's open. It has the feel of a private neighborhood that was placed intentionally into the natural Florida landscape rather than being built on top of it. You're going to have a lake within the community with a dock and a pavilion. It's just a natural gathering point that fits the feel of everything around it. It's very serene, very calm, and very beautiful. The surrounding farmland and preserved open space means the view from your property is not another rooftop. It's going to be open land. In fact, there's a lot of preserve that is not even allowed to be touched or built on in this community. In Northeast Florida, where available land is shrinking, that view is just going to be very rare and increasingly valuable. You're 10 minutes from I-95, you're close to the historic downtown St. Augustine and the beaches. You're going to be inside the St. Johns County School District with students attending top-rated schools, including a lot of the brand new ones like Tocoi Creek High School. The location is just super strong, A-rated schools, top-tier shopping and dining, far away enough from all of the noise of the city to feel very private, but close enough to everything that you actually need. Now, don't quote me on this. The HOA here runs approximately $200 a month, and it's managed directly by Toll Brothers, not a third-party management company. So not a large board of residents. That distinction is very important because it means if you have a specific need or request related to something you want to do on your property, you're working with an organization that actually has the authority and the flexibility to actually engage with that conversation. For buyers who have had difficult HOA experiences up north, or just really rigid rules, slow responses, and fights over like minor details, the Iron Branch HOA structure is a different experience entirely. It's there to maintain the quality of the community, but it's not there to micromanage your lifestyle. Now, let me give you my honest take on who I believe Iron Branch is for, because this is not a community for everyone, and I think being direct about it, that is probably the most useful thing I can do. Iron Branch truly is going to be for the buyer who you've been in a large master plan community, or you have seriously considered one and realized that that's just not what you want. They are not looking for, you're not looking for a social calendar, a resort pool. You're looking for land and privacy and the freedom to just build a life that you want on your own property. If that's you, this community is going to immediately pull you right in. It's for the buyer coming from up north who maybe you already have land, or you've always wanted land and you refuse to give that up just because everybody's moving to Florida, right? People moving from Pennsylvania or upstate New York, Michigan, Connecticut, people who are just used to having acreage and would never consider, a 1/4 acre lot regardless of how nice the amenity center is. Iron Branch is the answer to that specific objection. You do not have to choose between Florida and land. You can actually have both. It's for the lifestyle buyer, the person with the RV, the boat, the four-wheelers, the workshop whose lifestyle has always been slightly too big for the neighborhoods that you've lived in, the really big yard that you can mow your grass on a Sunday afternoon, a community with 1.5 to 2.2 acre lots, and a Toll Brothers managed HOA that engages with special requests is essentially designed for you. And it's for the multi-generational family thinking about the long game. Okay, the buyer who wants a home that grows with them, parents getting older, adult children potentially moving closer, and grandchildren becoming part of a daily life rather than the holiday visits. The land suite options inside the home and the ability to build accessory structures on the property gives that family a canvas that is a standard lot truly never can even compete with. Go ahead and drop a comment below. Are you the kind of buyer who wants that master plan community experience, or are you more drawn to something kind of like Iron Branch? I want to hear from both of you guys because I really would love to hear your opinion on this. Y'all, Iron Branch is one of the most distinctive communities I have come across in all of my time working in Northeast Florida. It's not going to be for everyone, and that's totally okay, but for the right buyer, it is genuinely hard to find a comparable option anywhere in this market. The land, the quality that Toll Brothers is providing here, the gated setting, the St. Johns County location for the A-rated schools, lifestyle freedom and proximity to the beach, that combination at this price point, it truly does not exist anywhere else right now. If you are considering a move to Northeast Florida and this kind of community speaks to you, I need you to reach out to me directly. I work exclusively for the buyers. The on-site agents, they work for the builders, so they work to get the builder the best deal. I work to get you the best deal. Go ahead and reach out to me. All my info is here on the screen. And if you are wanting to see one of these models maybe a little bit closer, I am going to have a video coming up on this community. We're going to go over all 4 plans in detail, but go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out. And then watch one of these videos up here. It's a full tour of one of the homes in this community and contracts from beginning all the way to closing. You guys, God bless. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.